explore, save, and share recipes from your favorite foodie influencers. Save to collections, create free meal plans, and shop the ingredients you need with ease. On FoodSocial, we make it easy to find great recipes, get your ingredients, and connect with hundreds of trusted creators.
Hello and happy Wednesday, Michelle.
Hey, sorry you're under the weather.
I know. I made a grave miscalculation yesterday because I was getting sick yesterday, and I thought, let's not do a show because I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling way worse today.
Of course.
Yeah.
Way to soldier on and just, power through the day.
Propped up by ibuprofen and caffeine over here. I've had lots of coffee today. Well, I'm excited to be back with you today. I missed doing the show yesterday. And we would normally do like a taste test Tuesday. I kind of wish we were doing that today, but I'm not like super in the mood for that today.
Yeah, well, and sometimes when you're sick, things don't taste great anyways. Your taste buds are so affected by how your nose smells things. So
Yeah, that is.
It wouldn't be fair anyway. So
Yeah, my taste buds are definitely off today.
Yeah.
So I thought today we would do a little bit of a this or that / food debate with some common cooking ingredients that we have. Does that sound like
I
fun?
think that's fun because there's so many great things and alternative and options in every category. So I love it.
So put another way, this is like, okay, thinking about like all the ingredients that you always have around. If you could only pick one of them, what would you pick? So,
Yeah.
and the first one that I thought, and this is like an ingredient that I spend way too much time thinking about, is salt. Because there's so many different types of salt, and you've got mine salts, you've got sea salts, you've got flavored salts,
Yeah.
curing salts. You've got all kinds of salts. They're all very transformative to food. But if you were on a desert island and you could only pick one salt, and like, yeah, maybe you have access to sea salt if you're on a desert island. But if say you didn't have the skill set to properly harvest, what kind of salt would you have with you? Because there's so many choices.
Okay. I have a visual example if you'd like to know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You ready?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So this is from the Redmond salt mine here in Utah. I got to go, it was about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, that my son and I were invited to go down. And by down, I mean down to Redmond, Utah, but down into their salt mine. And we all got to bring home some salt. So I would make sure it's even this, like they let me just bring home. I just keep this by my stove just for decoration in my kitchen, but it is walls and walls of this salt and the different minerals. And actually I have another one that has different colors in it. You can see.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
So just a solid, it's not a kosher salt. I mean, you could make this a kosher salt, but you can flake it and have salt and it's good salt. It's been protected by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet of earth. And it's from an old sea that used to be here in Utah. Is it Bonneville Lake, Drew? Lake Bonneville was the lake millions of years ago, and that's where the salt mine actually came from.
Oh, the Bonneville salt flats where they do the speed record?
Yeah, same. So that salt is residual salt from that, and the Great Salt Lake is also residual from that. But this salt mine is, again, I didn't even want to know how deep we were going, and they turned the lights off for 1 minute, and it's so unbelievably dark. But anyway, so that's the salt I would make sure I have. It's versatile.
Yeah.
It's, so how about you?
Not very much of a debate here because I'm also a mined salt person. And I like pink Himalayan salt. I don't know if you put that and the Redmond salt in front of me, if I would actually be able to tell the difference, right? It's like
Yeah.
the color is very similar. They're both a mined salt.
Yeah.
So I tend to agree. I think it's the sort of the reasoning behind it too is that the pink Himalayan salt is like a little bit less salty actually, and so versus like a kosher salt or a sea salt, which can be very salty.
Very, yeah, it's very forward. And that's not a bad thing, but that's why we use kosher or flaky salt on top of things, just because it's, you wouldn't add a 2 teaspoons of flaky salt to a recipe. You would just blow out any other flavors in the cookie or whatever. So,
Yeah. Wait,
so
so we agree. Mine
yeah,
salt.
yeah,
Now, all that said, it doesn't mean I don't have like really significant love for different sea
no,
salts and flake salts. I love the Selgris
yeah,
and like Malden sea salt, ones that have like really interesting crystalline structures. But
yeah. Well,
gotta pick
because you
one.
mentioned sea salt, so Saltery, a brand that's on our market, they have 50 flavors of sea salt that they harvest every day in Boston, and we've talked about them before. But I am a salt aficionado. I love all sorts of salt as well because it can lend so many great flavor profiles to any dish, and especially with the creativity around brands like Saltery, like
Yeah,
a birthday cake one. Like
they've
it's
got to be
just
Red Sox fans, right?
they have to be Red Sox fans. They're in the Boston area, so
That's
I
an
would hope so
possibility.
that. Yeah.
All right, so that's salt. We agree.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
you want to do one? What do you have on your list?
Sure. 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 So, um, and we can't hypothetically say desert island on this, but in
Okay.
terms of butter,
Butter, yeah. Oh my God.
so there's salted, unsalted.
Oh,
Like and as a baker, I love to bake. I
yeah.
have baked with both, and maybe it's the brand, but I don't find that much of a difference. But I know there are some people that are pretty adamant about what they use. So, how about you?
Yeah, if I had to pick one, it would definitely be a European style salted like a Kerrygold or
Mm,
forget some of the other brand names. Kerrygold obviously has a lot of market share here.
yeah,
And I tend to agree with you. I'm not the baker in the house, but most baking recipes incorporate salt anyway, and so it's
right.
not like adding a salted butter typically brings in a flavor that's not in the recipe anyway. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, what about you? Are you in that direction too?
Yeah, I am because, I have um, I've gotten my butter from Costco for years because it's a great value, and they used to only carry the Kerrygold, and so that's what I used forever. And then they had their own Kirkland brand, but then that wasn't like an Irish butter, but they recently have started carrying their Kirkland brand of something that's very similar to Kerrygold,
Oh,
and at least here for us.
yeah.
Um, and so that's kind of what I've been using, and it is a salted butter,
Mhm.
and but again, to your point, you usually add salt anyways, and I don't know that even in my pie crust, I have done salted and unsalted, and there's salt in my recipe, and I haven't thought, oh, it's too salty now. I've used salted butter. So I don't know. I To my knowledge, it doesn't make any big good perform any different. It's strictly a taste thing.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I don't know.
But here we are. All roads lead back to salt in cooking, in my opinion. They really do.
I know.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know. And for me, I grew up eating, my grandmother would give me saltine crackers with
Yes.
butter on top as a snack.
Yes, definitely.
And it was definitely a salted butter. And I love the taste of salted butter. It just, for me, in a straight up, if you're going to eat it, just as, not that you would normally just eat butter,
I do.
but
I actually do. It's
no, I
For sure do that.
Drew's over here saying, and she does.
Yeah, for
'Cause,
sure do that.
yeah,
Let's
and
normalize.
I think
Normalize
salted,
eating butter plain.
yeah, right. Those butter boards have my name written all over them
Yeah.
because they're so good. And that's a whole nother topic we can use another day because butter boards are so fun. But yeah, for me, I would probably say salted because it's like when I've been sick, I have had this last few days saltines with butter spread right on top because it's kind
Yeah.
of one of those
Yeah.
comfort foods for me because it throws back to my grandmother. And so,
Yeah.
anyways,
I agree with that completely. In fact, you saw me do this on a call earlier today, but like a toasted slice of sourdough with some butter on it is
yeah,
incredibly comforting to me when I'm not feeling well.
yeah, yeah,
It's a good one. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's seek out some controversy here.
Okay.
Chocolate.
Okay.
There's a whole spectrum of chocolate out there, and
Yeah.
if you're grabbing for chocolate, what are you reaching for?
I have come a long way in chocolate because the availability of chocolate has become so much better than it was even 10 years ago. And because growing up, it was just, give me milk chocolate chips. And that's all I grew up really knowing.
Yeah.
But when COVID hit, my son and I took a chocolate class online through a local market here. And I learned so much about chocolates and really understanding how different they can taste. And it's the good quality chocolates that I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
So I do tend to want to reach out for a dark chocolate now if it's a good quality chocolate.
Yeah.
Because there that arena in terms of chocolate is so
Yeah.
It's been abused, I will say, and unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I try and support now brands that are very consciously getting their chocolate from, what am I going to say here? Appropriate ways, and
Ethical sourcing.
yeah, and just try and make it good for also all the people along the line, not just the brand, if you will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
and Pasha on our market, who we love, they not only source it, but they package it where they get their chocolate from.
Right.
So they are taking it next level and going that much farther in supporting the countries where they get their chocolate from.
Yeah,
So
I love that. I love how intentional they are about that.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, I love milk chocolate so much. And
Yeah.
I think I like settle on that. Some people would call 55% a darker chocolate because it's more than half.
Yeah.
But I love something kind of like right down the middle, right?
Yeah.
Many dark chocolates are very good. And I do love a little bit of bitterness.
Sure.
The right sort of type of bitterness too, not just bitter for bitter's sake.
Same.
Yeah, but I think I just sort of love playing in that area that's like very sweet and smooth and creamy.
Yeah. If I need a little hit of chocolate, which sometimes I just do,
Yeah.
I definitely grab a few milk chocolate chips from the silver packaged.
Yeah, I do that like every night actually.
Yeah, and chocolate has gotten increasingly more expensive this year, and so it's really tragic because as someone who's trying to spend less,
Yes.
I've had to kind of dial back my chocolate in terms of what I'm spending, and so so that's unfortunate. But we just enjoy it when we can. But yeah, a good hit of chocolate is good chocolate. I will say good chocolate. And we have several good, Pasha's on there, but we have some fun prepackaged gifting chocolates on our platform as well that are very good brands that go out of their way to have really solid chocolate. So I can't hear you now, Bill.
Yeah, I'm muting some sniffling over here. I might have to grab camera next to my nose. But let's do one more before I crumple into a
Before
pile.
you crumble, okay. Okay, so my turn. I've got a couple, so I'm trying to decide. Let's talk about Sweeteners. So for me, back in the day, it was the syrup that you poured out of a bottle onto waffles or pancakes that I grew up with. And I'm not going to malign any brand. It's just what you grew up with and what we understood. There was a couple of different fun
Yes.
brands.
Yeah.
But when I moved into baking in the paleo space about a decade ago for my daughter and trying to help her feel better, for sweeteners, I moved to maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar, date sugar. And so, which are all great alternatives to sweeteners. They all have different flavor properties and ways of use and how effectively they translate in recipes. But if you have a favorite there, because there's such a wide range, and I have some favorites and definitely hard nose on some for me.
Yeah, that's so interesting because context matters more than anything with a sweetener. Because like, unlike some of these other things, like the salt that's used in everything or chocolate you're eating on its own, a sweetener is something that you're using in a recipe. And so,
Yeah.
like you, we do a lot of maple syrup. We actually do some traditional granulated cane sugar in this house. In fact, we do a lot of that to get bakes right. I will say though, without any context at all, my current favorite sweetener is hot honey.
Fun.
I love hot honey so much.
Yeah.
And I've only really come to that in the last couple of months. I know it's been around for a while and there's brands that
Hey,
even define that category, but that's
I
like
know.
my current treat is I'll have like a skyr sort of like yogurt with some granola and then like a very generous squeeze of hot honey on it. And that is
That is so interesting. I had never thought about hot honey in that way. Like I think about it on a savory hot dish, but never in like,
spicy yogurt. It's
why not? But yeah,
so,
I
it's
mean,
so good.
because it's not like flaming hot, although there might be some that honeys that are flaming hot. I don't know.
Yeah, so the Mike's hot honey is very good. It's very round. I got the Trader Joe's stuff the other day, which is the ingredients are 1-to-1, but it's
Yeah.
much hotter. So it's more like the extra hot,
Yeah.
probably. But yeah, there's all kinds of ones, and I was surprised to see vinegar in the ingredient deck on those too. I didn't really think too much about it, but
Yeah.
it's an interesting one. How about you? What about sweeteners for you? What are your
Yeah.
wait? What are your hard no's? Or like things like
Um,
xylitol?
well, so typically my body does not do well with any kind of sugar alcohol.
Yeah,
So anything that ends with
tall wall.
erythritol,
Yeah,
maltitol, xylitol is not bad. That's a different kind of sugar alcohol than like erythritol.
yeah,
Um, but those because I just don't tolerate them. It's not worth the gut stress when I have them. And yet I know they work for some people, but they are hard nosed for me. Like I'm an avid label reader because of that. They've been sneaking into more and more things that say less sugar.
yeah.
And so I'm reading those kind of products because if it is any kind of sugar alcohol, it's a hard pass for me because I had some really, really bad reactions to that. So for me, no.
Where do you
But
put stevia on the spectrum? Do you do stevia at all?
I don't mind stevia. Sometimes it does bother my gut. And so, but I'm a weird, my gut is just me. Like I know some people can tolerate it, but they don't like the taste of it. But I grew up, my mom was using stevia way back in the day before it
Really?
was,
That's
before it was ever like mainstream,
that's
And
so
so
neat.
I had tasted it and seen it used before it was like, a thing that it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't mind it, but in baking, it's not like a great sub,
No, I just
you
use
know.
coffee.
Yeah, yeah. But I do tolerate monk fruit a
Oh,
little bit. Like the vanilla collagen I use from Further Food is sweetened with a little monk fruit, and I tolerate that just fine.
yeah.
Um, but
That
I would,
to pause on that super quick, the Be Amazing vegan protein has monk fruit in it. And actually,
yeah,
it's funny, I've been making like one of those a day.
yeah,
It's very good. And I normally don't like monk fruit.
yeah.
but I actually think that product actually has it really nicely incorporated. So I sort of
Yeah.
agree with you. Like the further food be amazing, like in that protein sort of collagen context, it actually works really well.
Yeah. And I haven't tried the Be Amazing yet. I'm kind of waiting for their special holiday one,
Oh,
but I won't
right.
say what it is. I mean, they shared it with us, but we're not gonna
Oh, yeah.
because that one might be really fun to try and very seasonally appropriate. I'll just say that much.
Yeah.
Um, but for me, when I had to pivot into the paleo space for my daughter, I think maple sugar is where I turn to for a better equivalent for baking in for a swap. Profiles are similar. You can use it 1-to-1. And so that became my go-to. And I still have it in my house and it's great, but it is pricier than granulated sugar.
Yeah.
And so that has been my go-to for a long time for my paleo bakes, or if, someone's if they need a lower glycemic approach, because that can work. But I honestly, like you, I get organic granulated sugar from Costco now,
Yeah.
and it's great. It does have a little caramely color to it, which I don't mind.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, as I've gotten into more better for you with better for you ingredients in my baking, that's kind of I've gone there a little bit. But maple sugar is great. There's date sugar. There's so many. It's great that we have so many options. And I think finding what works for you is what you need to do, because
Absolutely.
there's no one right way, I will say.
Yeah. Not very much controversy between us on these today. Like,
I know.
none, actually.
We'll have another debate later because there's so many fun food things to talk about.
Well, I half expected it, right? I think
Yeah.
you're such a skilled cook, and I we've been cooking for a long time too, and so
Yeah,
the fact that we sort of arrived at the same answers actually doesn't really surprise me too
I
much.
know. No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I'm gonna go collapse on the
As
couch,
you should, yes.
nurse my
And I
health.
bet Haley's making something. I bet you'll get to sample something soon.
She is, and if I had felt just a little bit better today, I would have brought her on the show because she's down there baking up all kinds of Halloween treats. Like the house,
Oh, fun.
my nose were working better. The house theoretically smells really good today. It smells like
Yeah.
cookies and
Okay. Well, rest up and then we'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be feeling better. But if not, maybe we have I'm frozen. What a great picture to freeze on. Um, yeah, maybe we'll figure out something for tomorrow, but rest up and hope you feel better tomorrow.
Sounds good. I can always prop myself up with caffeine and pharmaceuticals.
As needed, for sure.
All right. Hope you have a great day. We'll see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
See ya. Bye.